let's start our podcast.
Yes, episode 2.
We're officially out of office.
We're still out of office. It is.
We will be out of office.
Yes, we're gonna stay here. I like it here.
I do too, and I'm getting used to it.
Yeah, right?
I'm starting to develop vocabulary around saying that I am not available for labor.
Yes. Get someone else to do it.
Get someone else to do it. That's right.
So we have a lot to cover because last week when we dropped, it was a lot.
Yes.
And we didn't get to properly talk about all the things that we got through a lot, but not all.
Not all the things.
So we're going to kick it off with something that we like to call Black Girl Big Up.
Big up. I see you, girl.
I see you, girl. I love this necklace. Where did you get it?
You know, I was like, this question could come and I need to remember because I think it was Zara. It was something random where I was like, this is going to work because there's going to be some basic casual look that I need to make seem better than what it is. Yeah. And that's basically this moment.
It works.
This outfit.
I'm a fan.
This outfit is brought to you by emotional eating.
Oh.
I need some extra room in my clothes right
Stop.
now. Yes. So I'm like, the necklace is like, look here. Not here.
Oh.
Look, is it working?
It's working.
Look here.
It's working. It's gorgeous.
Thank you.
I love it.
Well, I see you, girl. First of all, your nails, of course.
These are the same tired nails from last week.
Amazing.
Thank you. They've really held up nicely. Again, Femme Fatale nails in Studio City. My homegirl Lee, she really hooks it up.
It's just the gold.
The drip,
the
right?
gold drip. It's like it's the drip.
Yeah.
Yes, and the hair and you look beautiful.
Thank you. I'm going to a brunch after this.
Okay.
Hang out with my homeboy who we met each other in New York a few years back. What did I say? It's actually been over a decade since I've known him.
Time is flying.
15 years I've known him.
Isn't that crazy when you start knowing people longer than like you think you should be alive? Like I have friends that I've known. We've been friends for 30 years. And the 30 years isn't even like we were in diapers. It's really scary.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
The other thing I want to point out is your hair.
Ooh.
Like
yes.
it is this.
Thank you.
I think you touched on this last week.
Mm-hmm.
It is. I'm like, you're giving me hope. I'm still not doing it, but you're giving me hope.
That's the goal. So I'm going into the great unknown where I feel like few have braved this territory, but I told you I'm doing like almost daily wash and goes, right? 30 wash and goes is my goal. And at this point, I feel like I'm a little bit in a relationship with my hair. Like a little bit. I feel like it's like an emotional affair. Like I feel like we're dating. Really. Like I could spend we kind of go together. Mm-hmm. You know, like I could spend my Fridays doing my hair, like with my hair. And I feel like we have arguments, you know, like sometimes my hair will behave. I'm learning about it. I'm excited to try different products. This is the honeymoon phase.
This is the honeymoon phase right here.
You know, but I feel like maybe.
Because wow.
I feel like this is a discovery because I just got back from Boston.
Right.
Last night. So I was on next leg of my book tour. I was in Boston for a speaking engagement, actually Worcester. You had to say it right because you don't pronounce the R. It's not Worcester, it's Worcester. And and I forgot, I didn't have time to pack my hair products. Like I'm a last minute packer. So I was like, you know, you have the big container and you don't have time to like decant it into what will pass through TSA because you know I'm not checking bags. We're not checking bags. So I had to find something on the spot in Boston that was gonna work.
So what did you find?
And not spend a whole bunch of money. Okay, so first I went to Target and I was like, let me spend the least amount of money to replace my products, like $10 or less.
Okay.
$10 or less.
Yeah.
I got Fructis leave-in conditioner, leave-in curl cream, $4.
This is a Garnier Fructis?
Yes, girl. No, but an Eco Styler gel.
What?
And then that was like $4.79. So together, I was like, I'm not spending more than $10 to replace my hair products on travel. So
yeah, because then it's like because you're not going to check it, you're not going to bring it with you, so that makes sense. So Garnier Fructis. Yes. So I haven't used any of their hair products, but I do like their micellar water.
Oh,
that's what I use to I tend to double/triple clean my skin.
Okay. You got to do the whole routine.
Yeah, I do the Dove.
That's self-care.
And then I do the Youth to the People, and then I do the micellar water. And I love their micellar water. It's like, I mean, you can find that at Target too.
Well, but I think especially for natural curly girls, it's like you don't know where your products are going to be. So there was like, I could have gone to a drugstore, and I think a lot of drugstore brands could work.
Yeah.
But because I had a speaking engagement, we could not play games.
Right.
So I had to, hedge my bets because I knew worst case scenario. If I went to Target, I could get Eco Styler gel.
Hilarious.
Because I know I can make something work.
I love it.
Gel.
It looks great.
Thank you. Okay, well, these are experiments. So next week will be something else. I'm just trying. My goal is to have a styling regimen that takes 30 minutes or less and dries in 30 minutes. So like I'm doing an hour of styling, and that's it.
This works.
Well, thank you.
Kudos to you.
Okay.
Well, I want to give a Black girl big up, even though she's not here and she doesn't know who I am. But at least not for now. But I was scrolling on IG, like,
which you do masterfully.
Jodie Turner Smith.
Now, I saw that picture when you brought it up. Okay.
Like, how is it possible?
She came to slay.
So
the blue dress. You got to describe the blue dress for people who haven't seen the blue dress.
So she was attending the MTV EMAs,
yes,
which is the European Music Awards. Mm-hmm. And she wore this beautiful blue number, head to toe, the hat, the dress, the body was bodying like this blue. I can only describe it as like this.
It was like ruched and form fitting.
Yes,
and it was a royal blue color.
It was a royal blue color.
It was like this. It was this vivid blue that was like almost like Margerelle blue, like that Yves Saint Laurent blue in in Morocco, like that.
Yes,
that rich
Thank
blue.
You. See, I knew
that looks like royalty.
I knew you're a writer, so you would know how to describe these things.
I had to find words because I was temporarily speechless.
I was like, what?
And then the fascinator that was like tipped to the side with the wide brim.
And then she actually gave her skincare routine.
We need to find that.
She said, I'll share it.
Oh.
She said what she does is when she gets out of the shower, she air dries.
Oh.
And then when she's almost dry, she puts on some kind of oil. I can't remember the oil. But then she puts that all over her body, and then she allows her body to completely dry.
See.
She air dries.
She's very moisturized. She's very moist.
I mean, do you see the skin?
Moisture.
Like, I need a triple clean and double moisturize to get this. She just like, well, I just step out of the shower and I air dry.
I woke up like this.
And she literally woke up like that.
And then I air dried like this. You know what? That's going to be my new thing. People are just like, I woke up like this. And I'm like, I air dried like this.
Seriously, with the hair. Exactly, with your hair. So then she had the nerve to wear an outfit to the after party.
A different one.
Which was all black.
Ooh.
And just, I think, beaded.
Listen.
So Black Beauty of the Week goes to Jodie Turner Smith.
Okay. Well, Black Beauty, that's a new segment. New segment alert. And
I really wish, this is the problem. One more thing. Let me, this is, because not many people are going to see this look. Right?
No, we're going to put in the show notes. We got to put a link in the show notes.
Because look, because the thing is I wish you remember when Tiffany Haddish bought that Alexander McQueen dress? It was a white dress. She said, I bought it with my own money, so I'm going to wear it.
I do remember.
And she wore it like 8 times throughout the year. Mm-hmm. Really great way to, keep things going. Yes. I wish Jodie would like consider for these 2 outfits.
This is her uniform.
Just wear this multiple times, sis.
That's what I do. I have an outfit that I actually wore to my speaking engagement in Boston, and I wear it all the time. And I was like, does this start to become like my brand and my uniform? But it looks good. Yes. So it's just like, wear your stuff.
Wear your stuff.
And then why not? Why do you need a new look?
Just wear it.
Wear the same one.
So Jodie, if you're ever hearing this, please recycle either one of those outfits.
Wear it again. We want to see it.
I need to see it again. Again.
I want to see it again.
Again. Okay, anyways. What else did you want to do in this section?
Okay, well, so one more Black girl big up. Yeah. So we have Beauty of the Week, but I wanted to say, it's an I See You Gurl, but it's also like a Black girl big up. And this was like, I was thinking about, which I feel like I will say often because I'm always thinking about something, I think as a writer, and just, this is my nature. Mm-hmm. Black girl friendships.
Yes.
I think somebody needs to do a PhD level dissertation about Black girl friendships. It's a phenomenon.
It is.
It is a survival technology. It is a mechanism of joy, and I don't know. I'm like, what is it? We hold each other up. I just know, in this, especially in the past 2 weeks, I was observing this. Like, my Black girl friendships in particular have a nature to them that's like, it's family, but it's something else. It's nourishing. It's not mothering, but it's like this nurturing. I just think somebody needs to do a dissertation.
I like to think of it as like a soul family.
Yes.
Right? When you meet people, you just, like, for example, our friendship.
I know, right?
And we didn't talk about this last week, but you saw me on the street because I was wearing this big curly hair at the time.
Yes, blonde, big, beautiful afro.
Yes.
Like traffic stopping look.
Well, literally, because you stopped me on the side of the street. And I was with my daughter, and she still remembers this. She always brings this up. She's like, is that the lady that said hair really matter? But yeah, I think that, like, I mean, from that moment, that random moment was like 2021 or something, and now we're here doing this podcast together. But in between all of that, we don't talk every day.
Right.
But every time we do talk, it feels like, oh, this is my sister.
Right. And and I think people listening should know that for 2 years, we have met every week, every Friday, almost religiously. I mean, I don't think we missed to try to figure out what we were going to do together that was going to meet both of our, not needs, but our dreams. Like, how are we going to help facilitate what each other's vision was for who you wanted to be and what you wanted to do. And literally for 2 years. And then we wound up doing the pod. We're just like, okay, we're going to start this. But it started, the idea changed and morphed so many times, and we stayed with it, and we stayed with each other in that support. So we love doing this, if you can't tell.
Yes. I mean, literally, we're just recording our conversations that we've been having for the past.
I know, this is really what we talk about all the time.
Just talking about, like, how do we change the world and get that back?
I know, and have more stable joy. I remember that from last week. I was like, I need more stable joy.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Constantly chasing it.
So are we ready to move on to our next segment?
Yes.
What I'm on right now?
What I'm on right now.
Oh,
it's not a jingle.
We need it. I like it.
We do need a jingle.
What I'm on right now.
We'll figure that out. All right. So Threads being the new Black Twitter is like my new favorite discovery.
Oh my gosh. Well, the exodus has begun, so I'm happy to see that.
Yes.
It's deserved.
People are leaving X in droves.
People are packing. You know that meme with from How to Get Away with Murder, where Viola Davis just takes her bag and she's just like,
oh, she just walks out?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's basically
with the walk.
That's everybody for Twitter.
That's everybody.
Everybody needs that special walk too from Twitter. Like, head right over to Threads.
Literally. Go to Threads. It's really nice over there.
It is. I like it.
I love the We Got Us hashtag. The other one's just simply Black women.
Black women threads. And then Black threads.
Yeah.
I was all up in there.
And everyone is just like, tag, where are my 40, plus yada yadas? And they're like, here. And there's all this love and everyone's following each other.
Yeah.
Like it feels very special and joyful.
It is.
Another app I wanted to also put out there is Bluesky. That's another app.
What's that? Is it like
it's like a Twitter?
Okay.
And folks are moving over to Bluesky.
I'm gonna check that one out too.
And I haven't been on it that much, but it feels like early day of Threads, right?
Okay.
When it was like, oh, so basically Threads is a nicer version of X.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, well, it's more positive. Well, I think at Twitter, I'm gonna call it Twitter.
You like
Twitter?
If his mama called him Clay, I'm gonna call him Clay.
That's what his mama called him, and I'm gonna call him Twitter. I would call it Twitter.
I'm not calling it X.
I'm not with it.
Get out of here with that.
Yeah, exactly. When Twitter, was a very nice place when it began, know, and it started to morph. And I think that positive energy, because the creators come first, the artists, the people who are really genuinely excited and interested to use it come first. And I would say the important thing is to definitely follow people. And if people are making that migration, It's definitely a cost to creators to leave their following behind, like economically.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that we have all the support, people following each other and trying to help quickly rebuild what people are sacrificing in the name of, I'm presuming, you know, a more positive environment, to build a more positive environment, there is a sacrifice to that. So I'm like, big up to the people that are making that transition and giving up their following. You know, there's a lot of people who...
That's right. I didn't even think about that because I don't got no followers.
I've been following people to try to support them.
But yeah, I felt really good about deactivating my account. I haven't been on Twitter.
I haven't deactivated my account, but I mean, there's no reason not to.
Yeah. I mean, come join us.
I know.
Yeah, I haven't been on it in years. So
oh yeah, I don't use it.
I was just like, yeah, why is this activated? So deactivate it. And I deleted it.
Oh, well, see, there you go.
I deleted it from my phone.
It's not, I have the account, but I have the app on my phone, but it is not logged into, and I have not logged into it. So I'm going to delete the app, and I need to deactivate my account.
Delete.
We need to be about it.
Yes.
Be real with it.
So what am I on this week? This is not a political podcast. But there's something
it's like apolitical.
There's something, yes, it's supposed to be apolitical, but there's something going on that I'm just like...
You got to talk about it.
I have to talk about
the environment. It's the water we're swimming in, so we have to
Because, okay. So I was on Black TikTok, and this woman was like, girl, like straight to the camera, like, girl, they getting rid of their husbands over the election. And I was like, what? What are we talking about? So fast forward to, first of all, I was like, what? And I just scrolled past. I was like, I don't want to hear this. But I was talking to a friend last week, and she was telling me.
With their husbands.
They divorcing their husbands over the election. She literally said that.
Okay, well, you know, it might have been an act of violence. I'm just saying.
Okay. So anyways, I was talking to my friend Annie, and she was like, oh, you know, I have a friend who's a divorce lawyer, and usually around this time of year, it's really quiet, right?
Yeah.
It's Thanksgiving, it's holidays.
People are like, I don't want to disturb the flow of the holidays, right?
Typically, that lawyer would get like 4 to 5 calls a week. Mm-hmm. This last week, that lawyer got 20 calls.
Really?
20 calls. And so then she said, well, it's because of Project 2025. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, because in the manual on page 689, or whatever page it's on, they're going to try to make divorce harder for women to file or something.
Oh, okay.
So then she then said, yeah, and then as a result of that, there are women that are considering to bring the 4B movement here. And I'm like, the 4B movement? What's that? So she was like, it started in South Korea. So I looked it up and I was like, oh, I heard this. I did hear of this. So if you're not familiar with the 4B movement, it's 4B words in Korean. I'm not going to pronounce it because I'm going to butcher it. But it loosely translates to like no sex, no marriage, no babies, no dating. That's the 4Bs.
Until you do right by me.
Correct. Mm-hmm. Until we get some equity. So the reason why I knew about this is because like a year and a half ago, there was an article that came out that said South Korea for the first time won't have kindergarten classes or something like that.
Really?
Like it affected
the population.
The population.
Wow.
So then, of course, when I look it up, it says, oh, it didn't start in Korea. You know where it started? This movement of telling the governments that unless you do right by us.
Women taking agency. Mm-hmm.
Liberia.
Of course.
Because, Black women.
But we don't get credit.
We always got to start something.
We don't, but with uncredited. Right.
Okay. Michael Jackson had to been talking about Black women.
When he said,
we want to be starting something, got to be starting something. Because we always want to be starting something. We need to get credit for this.
We do.
So in Liberia, there was a civil war.
That's why we have the See You Gurl segment.
Right. Come on now. So Liberia, there was a second civil war. There was the early 2000s. And there were a group of women that were like, hey, we're not going to give you any sex until you guys go in that room and do those peace talks. And let's end the civil war. They lasted 7 days.
And then they were like...
And then guess what happened?
Like, this isn't worth it.
The war ended.
They're like, this isn't worth it.
They lasted, meaning the men lasted 7 days.
And then they were like, this war is not worth it because this is affecting my happiness.
Correct.
Yeah.
So the war ended with the sex strike. So anyways, look, I'm saying, this is what I'm saying.
That we have more power than we realize.
Also, this ain't me. I don't care.
Well, because we're out of office. We're out of office.
So last week I was saying America's like my ex. This week, America's like my stories. Right? It's like my days of our lives.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
you're watching
my
the drama.
passions.
Right, exactly.
It's actually more passions because it's shenanigans, because it's crazy what's going on. But that's what I am on this week. Like I've moved from you're my ex to you're like a reality show that I'm just like, I'm like that meme where the guy's sitting down. No. I'm Michael Jackson in Thriller in the theater.
Oh, you're like
looking fly with my red leather jacket, just eating popcorn.
Now, see, this is evolution. This is evolution from last week.
It was. So this week is a little bit more, you know.
Yeah, you can observe.
I can
but
definitely
not engage.
Observe.
So
I'm definitely not engaged.
So what I was saying, I did not widely speak this theory before the election, but I had this radical idea.
Oh, you did.
The pink box pledge. And I was like, nobody would do this. But I was like, we should, on social media, just post a pink box. And basically what that means is after the election, if you want the box, I'm going to need to see some ID. I'm going to need to know what you did on my behalf or not. But I'm letting people know in advance. You know, like for me personally, I mean, I already kind of knew we're in alignment in my household.
Yes.
But I'm just saying, like, if as women, we have the agency that we have, could you imagine seeing all these pink boxes on social media before the election? Like, in everybody's feed, it was just somebody posted a pink box, like, I'm going to need to know afterwards.
Listen, like, I think that was added to a dating app.
Are you protecting my box?
Yeah. I need to see how you vote because I need to ensure that you're protecting my box.
I need to.
Okay.
Are you?
Wait. John, nice to meet you. How did you vote?
Yeah.
Because I need to know if you're going to protect my box. Okay.
That's amazing. Did you protect my box? Are you going to protect my box?
Well, apparently the search for 4B movement spiked 450%.
Well,
since the election.
Well, people have time to figure things out. Again, we're not doing any work.
That's not our problem.
That one was a freebie. If you decide to use it.
Man, however. I literally was like, what do you mean, the 4B movement? But anyways.
So now our next segment is Jesus Take the Wheel. We're doing Jesus Take the Wheel this week.
Oh, okay, cool. Let's get into it.
This is, again... So this is not political, but this is something that happened on social media.
Yeah.
And then I have something that's quasi. So you do yours, and then I'll do mine.
Okay. So I like to call this when activism goes ignorant.
Oh.
Okay. So again, on Black TikTok, it was a viral video, and again, I can't believe we're talking about this because it is related to recent shenanigans. But there was a viral video that went around that showed like all the companies that donated to political parties, right? And there's a video with a Black woman, her face all looking up, you know, in this space. So it's like Target, Democrat, Walmart, Republican, shocker. But there was one that really hurt our soul collectively as Black women. Yeah. It was Sephora.
That's right. Oh.
So
that made it to the group chat.
It said big donations.
Right.
And then Sephora came up and was like,
No.
Like they came up so fast and were like, no. First of all, what we not gonna do?
How my name get in it? Like
how do we immediately? Now how'd I get in this? Right. That's what Sephora said.
Like how?
They were like, no. So there was a person on social media who popularized this video, and she actually came up and said, "My bad, y'all. This was incorrect information," and went on OpenSecrets.org and showed that Sephora actually donated like majority Democrats. So this is what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, I know we are all up in arms about recent events, and we are always looking for things to do to ensure our protection, because obviously the power of the Black dollar is very real. This year we will contribute $1.8 trillion to the economy, even though we only represent 13 to 14% of the population. So our Black dollar is it's brolic, okay? So I understand you want to look for companies and support Black businesses, all that jazz. So, but I really want to encourage people to do their research, because what we're not going to do is do the disinformation, right?
Exactly. Because when I heard about this and when I saw that video, and I literally had a Sephora bag in my hand. I felt very conflicted because I just been to Sephora.
Yeah.
And I had a very lovely sister girl help me, who I was just thrilled. And I was like, I'm coming back here. I had all these thoughts in my mind, but I'm coming back here. I bought more than I intended to because she was so nice. And I was just so excited about this because I was like, oh, this is just gonna work so lovely. And then I saw that video. And I was just like, I felt so conflicted.
Damn.
I know.
That's what I felt.
I know. I was like, how is this going to work? And because I used to be in the beauty industry.
That's right.
And I do know that Sephora does a lot to help Black beauty creators.
That's true.
So I was like, how do I reconcile this? That this is a company that may not align with my beliefs, but yet on a more community grassroots level is supporting things that I find important.
Right.
So it is really happy. So I still was in conflict, and I was like, maybe I'll, go 60-40 Ulta Sephora. But now
I was like, I'm going to be an Ulta girl now, I guess.
I know. I mean, which I also
way
spend too much money in Ulta
too. Mm-hmm.
Way too much time and money. But I feel like I'm in a relationship with them too, but that's okay. So to know that this is not true and that we need to double check the information that we're receiving in social media. It's just a healthy reminder that the things that we see and the things that we consume aren't necessarily true, even if it's on the news, even if it's on social media. And we have to exercise, if we're going to consume it, then we have to exercise diligence before we believe it.
100%. So I have a tool, or not a tool, but a resource that people should use. It's called Black Dollar Index, started by my friend Kelly. And the mission is they have like a 13-point thing that they do when they look at companies across the board. From 0 to 100, they score these companies according to, like, do they have Black C-suite executives? How much do they do for social justice? And et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So what the Black Dollar Index does, and when you go into the website, there's a list of companies that they've done profiles on, so you can click them.
Okay.
Right? So American Express has like 83 because they put their money where their mouth is. Or Trader Joe's, the number is pretty low because of the lack of information, it looks like. But Black Dollar Index is a great resource to go to if you want to know those companies that are for you.
Well, now we have a resource.
Us.
Okay. Well, there is a resource. There is also extended Google. And there is we can all research. So
yeah,
I feel like our podcast listeners would definitely exercise diligence.
Yes.
So utilize all the resources available. So Black Dollar Index and also Google. Okay.
Or ChatGPT.
Well, I don't trust ChatGPT.
Oh, no. We're going to talk about this later.
Okay. Because I'm like...
Because I got a little something for ChatGPT.
Okay. So my this is a Jesus Take the Wheel segment. Is it? Okay, so this is what it was. I saw on social media in New Zealand.
Yes.
So we know what the haka is. I can't even do justice. We're like, it's like super aggressive, and then like their tongues are the Maori people. It's. I don't want to call it indigenous, but original inhabitants have a super intimidating, but beautiful, coordinated, choreographed intimidation display.
Yeah.
And they're like, eyes are big and their tongues are out and they're like, and it's just, it's amazing to see. You see The Rock doing it sometimes. Yes. And I think it was a movie that, anyway, that it was like the movie opening. And I think, I watched it 15 times. But I saw this video, and in the legislature in New Zealand, a Maori legislator, I guess there was a treaty that there was legislation introduced to negating the protections in the treaty.
Correct.
She began the haka while she ripped
the paper.
The bill. Okay, listen. I was like, we need to learn. Thinking about it. I got chills just now describing it. We got to put all these things in the show notes. People can see it because you should see it. But I was like, you know what we need in the United States, in the House of Representatives?
We need a version.
We need a version of the haka, especially for the Black women representatives who are now going to be out of power.
Yeah,
but still in office. We're out of office, but they're still there.
Correct.
And they're going to be out of power. They need a haka. They need like a version. I was like, what if it's a version of Miss Seeley's curse from The Color Purple? You know what I mean? Like, they just stand up on the floor. They're all coordinated. And then they're like, until you do right by me, everything that you touch is going to crumble.
I can't. But like, also, yes. Can we have
just
that?
Something, that just looks, or I don't know, like maybe they do, it needs to be, because it can be coordinated.
Yeah.
It needs to be loud. So something like Miss Seeley's curse, so that it doesn't, even if you're out of power, you still have power to use your voice.
That's right.
To use your culture. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. To use your magic. I'm like, because if it was me, I'd be walking around with like a voodoo stick. I'd be like, I'd be walking down the hall like,
with the two fingers, just doing this.
I would say anything. People would be trying. I'd be like.
Just be silent. Could you imagine how unsettling that would be? It'd be like, it would be like, take it a step further.
People would be very uncomfortable.
Remember Us, the movie Us?
I didn't see it. I can't watch scary movies. Because obviously my imagination runs wild.
That's right. But it's like looking at these people crazy and then doing that deep voice. They would get freaked out. They'd be like, what
people, I'd be like,
representative yada yada today.
I know.
Did you see her?
Yeah, she was
walking around like with this deep voice.
I know, but it's like, what are you going to say? Because you haven't committed any crimes.
No, you're just freaking these people out.
They're like, she's using magic. I'd be like, prove it.
And then the guys are like, all right, Bob.
I know, prove it.
Simmer down.
Exactly. Is it against the law? No.
No, it's not actually.
And it's really it's you versus you. Like, you.
Listen,
if your conscience is clear.
If that's what you want to do, I will not be the one to support it.
Yeah. So I don't want to make light of voodoo because I know it's some people's actual religion.
Actual religion, so that is true. It's all in jest.
Yes, where this is good natured.
Yes.
But I mean, if there is a way. I'm just
not you being like, but if you
but if you know something that I don't know.
Actually, there was a woman that did that on TikTok. She screamed. She was at the top of her lungs. She was like, Elon Musk, I just paid a witch I paid $7.99 on Etsy for a witch. Like something like that.
A pincushion doll?
Yes. No, she paid a witch $7.99 on Etsy to put a hex on him. Like, it was like a 5-second clip where she was screaming at the top of her lungs. Like, she was like, I just paid a witch on Etsy $7.99 to put a hex on you. I was like,
I mean, I think the hex is already there, honestly. If you've not seen the Cybertruck.
Those stupid ass Cybertrucks.
Oh, it's the ugliest thing ever. That's not like he's already.
Ugliest things.
That's coming from his soul, honey. That's like a reflection of his soul. So I can't.
I hate those Cybertrucks.
I can't.
They're so atrocious.
Oh, it's not for me.
Anyway.
There's somebody listening right now who's like, was feeling good about driving
we talking about you.
Yeah.
Get rid of that truck. Yeah. It's ugly. It's ugly. It's ugly.
It is, I know. What you feel, like what you suspect, because people have a sneaking suspicion in their spirit. They already know. People driving those cars
Why are you still driving
know.
Teslas?
They know. But they know, in particular, though, if you're driving a Cybertruck, like, you know. When you walk up, like, it was probably really fun when you got it because that was cool. But then now, like, right about now, they must have a feeling.
It was never cool for me.
not for me, but I'm talking about for people who are, like they're the people that are gadget people and they're like, I got the Cybertruck. They're like all excited. About now is where that enthusiasm has to be waning. And you walk to that thing and you're like.
Anyways, moving on. Let's go to a segment that we like to call What's Good.
Oh, what's good?
Yes. So check it. I love holiday movies. Right? Like Countdown to Christmas.
Of course.
Hallmark.
Well, that kind of makes the holiday, especially in California because we don't have weather.
That's right. Although today was a little chilly.
It was chilly.
I was like, what is this?
But if it snowed, then it didn't snow. It's not going to snow.
That's
if it does snow in LA, well, it does actually snow in LA, but only at the Grove from 7 to 9 p.m.
You remember that one time it hailed?
Oh, yeah. That was scary.
That was very interesting.
That was scary.
I never experienced that. But anyways, holiday movies are my shit, okay? I actively look for holiday movies to watch. I will rewatch this cheesy holiday movies, but thankfully Netflix is releasing a bunch of new ones. And the two that I would like to talk about, one is called Meet Me Next Christmas.
I saw it. I mean, I didn't watch it, but I saw it.
It's with Christina Milian.
Yes, I want to see it.
Yes, and I think the young man's name is Deval Ellis, and I have been following him and his wife for years since they were content creators living in New York. And now they're authors and they're Black content creators. He started acting, and I think this was his first lead role. Deval, sorry if it isn't. I probably should have done my research before. I'm talking about doing research.
Google.
But he did an amazing job. The movie is
that's so good to hear.
Yeah,
it's really fun. And it's like
it's fun.
She's like chasing a Pentatonix ticket or something.
Yes. Now I love me some Pentatonix too, but whatever. That's the point.
Whatever.
That's the point. The point is, it's a really fun holiday movie with us in it.
Oh, I want to see it. I saw it. I mean, obviously I've seen it on Netflix. It is on my to-do watch list. What am I watching on Netflix? There's something I'm watching. Oh, The Diplomat.
Oh, I still haven't seen season 2.
Yeah, I'm like, what am I? Because that Love is Blind is on hiatus until February. So
I saw that. I'm in
mourning about that.
Maybe I'll watch it with you this next season.
You really should. I can't promise anything other than
no. You can promise
good conversation. Exactly. Like because
foolishness.
There's a lot to talk about.
And babies being hidden,
girl.
And all I gotta.
But I was glad to see there's more to that. You gotta watch. You should watch this past season.
No, my friend. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not.
Okay.
But my friend told me. My friend gave me the deep dive about the situation
more to that,
with the
and
kids.
they're still together. I shouldn't have said it. If you gonna watch it,
yeah, she's.
Well, you saw the reunion.
No, it's been out. So yes, she went on a podcast
recently. I was just so
happy
to see that because that actually was devastating. Like for me to think that they weren't together. So that was just a bright spot.
Yeah, no.
In an otherwise
I'll probably watch it
very
with
disturbing
you next time.
season.
We'll see. We'll see.
Well, so my what's good, I don't know if you know this. I feel like most people probably ignore. Again, I was just on a plane. And with I always check out the movie releases. Like, what's the new releases when they have the movie offerings and the in-flight entertainment. They have all these shorts by Black creators interspersed within the new releases, films.
Oh, okay.
So they're like, I don't know, between 18 and 20, 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. And so it's like not a whole movie, but it's like all of these Black creators with their creativity and these original productions. And so instead of watching long movies, this flight, it was a 6-hour flight from Boston to LA, I watched shorts.
Okay.
So I watched Baby Something, and that's Nicole I don't want to pronounce her.
Amartefeo.
Amartefeo, yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have to make my font bigger so I don't make a mispronunciation.
She's the creator of the African City, which was like a Ghana-based Sex in the City.
Yes.
That was like
she's brilliant. But I was so excited to see her film.
Yeah.
And so I watched that, and I was like, I'm going to just watch shorts this flight.
Amazing.
So I was like, just to be able to see the creators. And so the other movie I watched was called The Origin with Morris Chestnut, which basically was saying that the origins of Black people in Africa are aliens. And but it done so well. It just had me thinking. It was like, so evidently, I can't remember the name of the people in Africa, but they trace their roots.
If y'all could see my face right now.
Some people can if they watch the video.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I know. You're looking at me like you're crazy, but I'm getting there. Stay with me.
Okay.
So there's a people in Africa, they trace their origins to Sirius B, which is not visible in the night sky, but it is there, and they know that it's there. And they said that they come from an aquatic people from Sirius B. Okay. And I was like, this is really interesting. So this short takes that a little bit further, that this guy is sort of the chosen one of like a descendant of this alien species, and they have been continuously visiting Earth, and they're coming back. I thought it was super entertaining. I thought Morris Chestnut was great, but it was just...
What was Morris Chestnut doing?
He was a detective.
So this was a TV show?
It's a short. It's a movie short.
Okay, so this was
I saw it on the plane.
Scripted short.
Yes,
okay,
exactly.
because I for some reason thought this was like a real documentary.
No. Oh,
but
no.
I was like,
I'd probably describe it as if
what?
it's all real, because I was basically like, oh, I'm evidently descended from aliens. So that was my takeaway.
Now
I
want to watch it. So it's called, what was it
It's called The Origin.
The Origin.
It was fascinating. And then the way that it ended, though, I'm like, where is the rest of the movie? I need to see the rest.
How long was the short?
30 minutes. But I was ready. Sign me up for an hour and 20.
Ooh.
Or, an hour, 120 minutes. I want to see the whole thing. It was done really. It was like where Black Panther kind of left
That's
off.
what I was going to say. It sounds very Black Panther-ish.
It was very Black Panther.
Like Ryan Coogler.
It was giving very like handsome Black men.
Yeah.
It was giving good story, engaging, new take, different idea. It was just giving a lot of givings.
It was giving a lot of givings.
It was Thanksgiving.
I love it.
So yes. So and then what else I did? I watched all the trailers of all the films that I was remotely interested in instead of watching the whole film. So this is how I entertained myself for at least maybe 3 of the 6 hours, which I had never thought about that. I watched one whole movie that I hadn't seen, which was Bad Boys. Okay,
the last one, right?
Yeah, the last one. I hadn't seen that.
I liked that last one.
I thought it was really good.
Really
it was
fun.
super entertaining. I was worried, and then I was just very happy at the end. I felt like
it was a rollicking good time.
It was a rollicking, frolicking frolic, and I liked it.
I loved it.
But then I just watched a whole bunch of trailers, so now I am aware that many of the movies I haven't seen, that was probably the right decision. But that was a very productive use of my flight time. In the 4 hours, I saved myself like at least 15 hours.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so of dissatisfaction. I was like, this is great. I have seen the trailer that I had not otherwise seen, but had thought, oh, maybe I want to see that. And I'm like, oh, no, I don't.
Oh.
But that was very helpful to me.
You're like, now
I enjoyed myself.
I have my list.
No, but I was like, this was great entertainment. Like, who would ever think that you could just like actually watch shorts and trailers for the whole flight?
I didn't even think about, because I didn't even know those things were available. But now I look for that.
Yeah.
What flight was this on?
This is American.
Oh, I don't fly American.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Uh-oh. Well, I don't fly Spirit. So if I didn't fly American, the list is starting to really shrink.
I fly Delta.
Oh, well, I fly Delta. I fly American. But where I will not fly is Spirit.
Well, they're gonna go away anyway.
We broke up. Yeah. Well, okay.
Bankruptcy. But if there's any opportunity for me to fly Delta, I fly Delta.
I couldn't. Living in LA, Spirit flies direct from LA to Detroit. But every Detroiter who lives in LA has a moment. Because we fly Spirit back and forth because it's cheap. And, you come to LA and you don't have any money. Yeah. And so you just got to try to get home any way you can, including flying on the park bench that is the airplane seat in the Spirit flight.
Word.
So I was like, this one flight, I was like, this is the last time. This is it. I'll never.
You're like, I am done.
I ain't going to go. I just won't go.
Party done.
We're over. So anyway, okay. So now we are in our next segment, health and healing.
Yes.
And then we're headed to the wrap up.
To the end. Yeah. So do you want to start? Because my health and healing is very short. Look, we have 45 days left in the year, I think. And usually when the new year comes around, everyone's like, oh, the new year, I'm going to do this, that, and the third. Let's just start this now. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's end the year with a bang. Let's end the year with those vibes so that we can carry it into 2025. Okay. Because there's no better time than now. Mm-hmm. Right? So what I'm pledging and what I've already started to do, especially starting to use the word no.
Ooh,
as a complete sentence.
I love that.
And there's no comma. It's no, period.
Okay? I love that.
Like even because I'm a people pleaser.
Yeah.
I really have started to undo this caring about what people think.
Right.
And because I'm
looking for validation.
Yeah, no.
You're self-validating.
Yes.
Self-affirming.
Yes. I'm very much in that space.
Staying rooted.
So I'm going to start using the word no. I'm going to just respond.
It's a complete sentence.
It is a complete sentence. Before you even formulate the thing that you're going to ask me, the answer is probably going to be no.
Yeah. And I think no, I was having this conversation with my dad actually, where I feel like no is actually one of the most defining and empowering words that you can use as a human being. Because if you use yes, like it doesn't really tell anybody anything, because yes means that you're responding to someone else's offer or something else that's initiated by another person. No is personal.
It's personal.
To you.
And look, we had a season where I think it was Shonda that popularized like the year of yes. Like that's great. Thank you.
This is about to be the year of no.
I'm very happy for you. I'm gonna let you finish. Thank you for your services. But like for now, I'm not gonna wait till the new year. I'm starting it now. So I will be using the word no. I think it's like you said. I think it's incredibly powerful. I think it's freeing, and by saying no, I'm realizing that I have all this extra time to do things that I really want to do. Mm-hmm. Like this.
Yes.
So yeah, no.
I love it. No, period. No, I don't.
No,
I do not.
No.
Yeah, I love that. Two things for this. Yeah. One was that I feel like it's really important to turn the television off. I literally had this conversation with one of my best girlfriends. I was like, she's like, I'm concerned. I was like, turn the television off. Like, this is a time, give yourself permission to disengage. Either you're going to be a foot soldier and you're going to be in battle, or you're going to be healing and recuperating.
Right.
You do not need to be aware of what's happening. You'll catch up. Whenever you're ready to re-engage, you'll catch up. Somebody will catch you up.
Yes, that's true.
So do yourself, if you're going to heal, then heal all the way. Mm-hmm. Turn the TV off. Don't turn it on. Don't watch the news. I literally unsubscribed from the New York Times. I still subscribe to the New York Times subscription, but in my inbox, my email, I was getting all these like updates, like breaking news. I don't want that. So I unsubscribed from that in my inbox. I can go if I want to read the news and catch up, I will, but I don't want my day interrupted.
You know what? I'm going to do that
constant
too.
Alerts about the world falling apart. Obviously, I already know that the world is falling apart in various ways.
We knew on November 6th.
Thank you. So I am out of, look, again. So I am managing my flow of content that is able to reach me.
That is actually a really good, I think I'm going to do the same. Because, they were flooding the inbox with all these appointments this last week. And I was like, I don't want to hear.
I'm done. So, whatever. We obviously know that. So, whatever. So, let's give our wrap up.
Yes.
The final word. What's our final word for this episode? The final word, in part, is to subscribe if you like what you're hearing.
That part.
Make sure to follow us on social media and to subscribe to this podcast so that you get alerted when we post a new episode.
That's right. So it's a kind of an extension of no. The final word is like, look, if they wanted to, they would. So if they haven't already, then they probably won't ever.
Okay.
You can apply that to anything, really. They wanted to, they would. Mm-hmm. So
if they wanted to, they would.
If they wanted to, they would. But if they haven't done it yet, they probably
don't
won't
hold your breath
ever.
Yeah, don't hold your breath. So I mean, as a writer, I have to like believe in people's propensity and ability to change. But I will say, don't hold your breath.
That part.
And on that note, so my final word is preparing for next year, and also the environment that we're in. I'm unsubscribing from alerts and unplugging and self-care. So I've been thinking about what is in store, and the environment that is forthcoming is irritating. And if you think about an irritant, if you have an irritant on your skin, it makes you want to scratch an itch.
Yeah.
And so I want to encourage, and this is how I'm thinking about it, what itch do you need to scratch in your life? I started the next period of my life as an author in 2016 through 2020. So in this space where we're going to have this societal irritant, and we're going to have an itch to scratch, what is that itch going to be? And let it be something creative. Let it be something that takes you forward into the next step of your life. So start thinking about that now. What is the itch that you're going to scratch? What have you been itching to do? What have you been wanting to do that you haven't done? My friend and I were talking about, I've been talking about my singing lesson. She's like, I really want to go back to drawing. I'm like, perfect. Or I really want to learn how to play the piano, or I really want to write a book, or I really want, scratch that itch. That's what we're doing. That's what we're going to do from 2025 and beyond. So in this space of being irritated, we'll find our itch to scratch.
I love that. Now I need to figure out what itch I'm going to scratch.
Your next itch, because right now you're already...
Oh, I'm scratching that? Yeah, that's one. That's right. What's my next itch? Okay, I'm gonna marinate. I'm gonna let that marinate. But thank you guys for listening.
See you next week.
Yeah, we'll talk next week.
Bye.